this is game number 6, the final game before we head into the ultimate battle.
Yes, this is it for Nova Esports, but this could be the beginning of a new start for APG if they take this game number 6 away from Nova.
Yeah, this could be a whole new world for the side of Nova and APG. All they have to do is to see what options they can explore, and straight away Yulong makes that first steal onto the Tusk boards. And this is looking great for the side of Alpha Gaming. Now the next thing they're doing, they also know about the rotations. They know that CY has started on that Crimson buff first, and this is where the next decisions by the side of Yulong are going to be very important.
Exactly, already started to go for a bit of an invade here. It's going to be CY looking to try and contest that Azure Golem onto the side of APG, but CY's got to be careful here. Yulong was able to get that one.
And here comes the attempt by Shishan to get that finishing blow onto the jungler on the side of Nova. CY will be able to make it out. This buys him a little bit more space, but then this costs the rotational speed. Yulong is going to be just slightly faster.
Yeah, exactly. With the Panther passing, it's definitely going to be faster here as well. Obviously, just having that increased movement speed, but also creating space to find your way into the enemy jungle or a new way into your own jungle. But there, completely blundering and taking away a few of these camps is going to be Saber onto this Dolia.
Yeah, this one is, it may seem like one camp, but this is really important. This is EXP. CY will not hit level 4 just yet, and Yulong is already at level 4. No pressure coming in from the side of Nova.
Yeah, that's a scary thing, right? Like, CY not getting to level 4, he doesn't have the hardened Jade Steel. Doesn't mean he's going to be able to steal away any of those kind of like contested smaller camps before level 4.
And this is going to put additional pressure onto Strand on this top side, which means this is a guaranteed space by going to the hands of Alpha Gaming. And with all the rotational speed in the world, this is great for the side of Alpha Gaming. TP is going to be coming down as well. He's going to join his farm laner Sun to take care, because Yulong needs that farm.
You can already see what's happening here, right? Obviously, Nova is just trying to chip away so much of that T1 into the bottom side of the map here. Then when the 4-minute mark comes up, do they go for the Tyrant? No, they look for pressure onto that T1, get that run down, and then obviously Sun is forced to go elsewhere.
Yeah, we'll see if that's going to be the case, because right now, until the bigger steals happen, I think Nova still can catch up. But at this point, I mean, the gold difference, I think it's just neck and neck, right? It's about, what, less than 500 gold at this point.
Yeah, basically just like 376 it says there on top of the board there, so not even 500. It's literally negligible at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but no real first blood come through just yet.
Which makes the first blood even more valuable, right? Imagine it goes in the hands of Yulong or goes in the hands of CY. The junglers will make the difference. But the biggest one, mid lane. If Wendy gets it, he gets to amplify his farming speed. If Shishan gets it, that amplifies his life-taking ability.
Exactly. It's going to be potential battle off of the mid lane heroes here for the side of Nova and APG, but right now, still, we see that Sun is like, you know what, Fuji's quite out of the lane just a moment in time. Let's see if we can get some pressure onto those T1s, get a little bit of damage come through, but Yulong just securing more of the jungle.
Right, so 40 seconds to see who laughs the test. Both teams, I think, will play very safe. They'll play very steady as well. You don't want to take a risk, because the cost of losing this game will be too much for either side. Nova wants to clean this up. APG wants another shot at the grand finals here.
And that other shot would be an ultimate battle here against Nova Esports. And forgive me if I'm wrong here, but I don't feel like APG's ever taken Nova to an ultimate battle.
I also don't think so. Now, we will fact check ourselves later on, but for now, it's all about Shishan. Can he get those couple plays down? Can they really batter them and soften them before the actual fight happens at the 4-minute mark?
They can only hope so, but there it is. In 1 second, it is now time to go for these neutral objectives. Yulong already starting the pace here, using those couple blades from Shishan just to start it off.
Yeah, it's all about making sure that CY is able to get it. The board is landed down. Crucial kills them. And right now, if they make it out, this is all to the benefit of Nova. And they have. Everyone is safe and sound. I mean, generally, Wendy is low on health, but he does have his passive to work with.
Exactly. The passive is going to keep himself alive. Actually, no, he doesn't have that passive just yet. He's going to be careful with that one, but taking liberties just to kind of clear out this minion wave and even that sprite.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you want to see and have out of the Fade pick, right? Featherfoot is very important because his ultimate allows you to secure resources once it's down to less than 1/8 of its health, and you can't smite it away.
You can't smite it away, and just like we saw there, the Tyrant does get stolen away, so really good play from Nova. Obviously, still, we have to give props up to APG. They're still ahead with the goal lead ever so slightly. Still not being able to take that away from them is going to be Nova Esports.
Yeah, you can see the mindset behind Yulong's build here. He wants to be the main tank for the team. Going for the Dragon Rage is going to be very valuable, okay, when he gets chunked down by quite a bit. And this is something that I'm hoping to see out of Shishan. Can he get those finishing one-shots?
One-shots maybe what he needs to get, right? Obviously, especially those couple blades. Those couple blades are going to tear through some of the members here on the side of Nova.
Right, we'll see how this is going to turn out. 15,800. APG still has the lead, but the map is going to start looking a little smaller because the damage is coming through. CY as well as Muchi just tearing through this T1 at the bottom.
Exactly, those early efforts are really now coming into a bigger practice here for the side of Nova Esports, who decide to go and take the T2 down to the bottom side of the map. This was something we used to see from Nova in the group stage, was complete domination into one of these side lanes.
Yeah, and one of the unfortunate victims was OG as well, but we'll take a look at this. Nova, they're looking for the flank, but here comes the Ogre, and he's all alone in the middle of 3, 4, 5! He gets the Soul Conductor of Souls here. Ooh. The return damage by the side of Shishan, not going to find a target at this point. And still, APG, they're looking for another chance. Jump in by the side of CY as well as Waypit, unable to find any room for mistake, but they have staved off the aggression from Alpha Games.
Yeah, the artillery potential here, especially from Shishan, is absolutely nuts, as you saw there. If it wasn't for that correct dodge from Schwan, I feel like he would have been gone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I want to take a look at this top side now. The growth of Sun, 4,000 gold. The big thing is Muchi is catching up and keeping pace as well. This T1 is not looking, it's like it's going to stand any longer.
Yeah, but they're bot side of the map there. You can see that Xiang's getting that split push as well, so maybe he's going to get rid of that T2 down bot side. You can kind of see that CY's like, hey, that's our job. And now has to use the Hard and Jade Steel.
Oh, yeah, the Hard and Jade Mount just to be a deterrent for the side of the dive for Xiang here. And it's working out well, but the damage on the T2 is looking a little bit too much. Nova, they have to find some of the answers across the gorge.
Nova definitely needs to get those answers, right? Obviously, they're still behind in terms of the gold. They're still looking to bleed through that mini wave down to the bottom side of the map. And honestly, the T2 is literally holding on by dear life.
Yeah, I want to see when Waypit is going to commit that flash Raging Seas, because it hasn't been done yet. And if it does not hit the mark, Nova instantly lose even further. It's a 1,000 goalie going into the benefit of Alpha Games already.
I feel like he's going to wait for the cleanse of Sun to be taken off, right? Like, he kind of then flash dives in onto Sun, Fever Barrage gets knocked out of his paces, and then that's it. You just kind of go ham onto the backline of APG, which is where the real damage is right now.
I don't think that's going to happen at this point. Oh, Muchi, just by the skin of his teeth, will secure the Crimson buff into his hands. That's going to be a lifeline for the side of Nova. They want to find that perfect setup. Muchi now will have the Shadow Reaper in his inventory as well.
Shadow Reaper, Eternity Blade, very powerful items into the early game here as well. And you can kind of see that Wendy forcing to be building the anti-heal because of his Orgrin and up to the Dolia before he gets his damage items on board.
Yeah, but the later this game goes, doesn't the risk for Nova become that much higher?
Yes, it does. It definitely does come a little bit higher here, but speaking of higher, is going to be the higher achievement here from CY, once again getting that second Tyrant onto the Gorge here. So the damage output for now is going to be temporarily increased.
Yeah, for 80 seconds, right? But still, nonetheless, you have to take care of your towers. Right now, the T2 at the bottom, virtually non-existent. And with the tower advantage coming in from the side of Alpha Gaming, just one extra tower, you can see they have a little bit more map control.
They do have just a little bit more map control onto the side of APG, obviously, especially into those side lanes. That T2 is just waiting to bleed here, obviously, always making sure that Chuan has to take these expeditions down to the bot side of the map to clear it out.
Yeah, this is going to be a constant pain in the neck for the side of Nova, right? At the same time, T1 in mid is so low. Oh, have they found it? Setup is not going to be there, but here comes the finishing blow, maybe. He is holding off. CY finds the kill onto Shishan. No more burst damage from the mid laner, and this is the first blood of all the things that happen. And Nova, they know not to over-aggress. They're going to retreat after clearing this wave.
Yeah, obviously Sun was really hoping for a little bit more damage from either Yulong or Shishan before he got caught out there, but the dash away, the flash away from Xiang really put the pressure onto the side of AP.
Yeah, that's 2 minutes where Xiang is going to be under constant surveillance. He's going to be in constant danger as well. And with that wave hit, what a way to force the fight. I mean, he did miss his Raging Sea, but it did set up the kill onto Shishan, which is one big factor you have to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. That takedown on Shishan gets rid of the artillery, gets rid of the... where is the couple blades going to come from? Kind of a question that's going to always be in the back of the mind of Nova, but APG Sun. Gotta be careful here. Saber coming through.
Oh, they actually get the punish here and the shutdown on the CY as well. CY was doing well, but it's a 1-for-1. And still, Alpha Gaming, this is the time to come back. They make a mad rush for the Tyrant. This is the Shadow Tyrant, by the way. Alpha Gaming, they will be able to secure this. No steals available. And now they can start the fight.
They can start the fight, but this is the typical strat that we'd like to see down bot side of the map is that minion wave being pushed through after getting that Tyrant. But then do they decide to open up the enemy team, but that T1 into the mid lane is definitely going down.
Yeah, the defensive board did manage to buy a little bit of time for the side of Nova, but still, this is something they have to take care of. The mid T1 being taken down means the Gorge is going to be so much darker for the side of Nova. Fog of War is going to set in, and now there is no way to go to that Shadow Overlord uncontested.
I mean, definitely Nova had the means of the early game. Now we get into that 10-minute match. It goes into a 50-50 split. Who's going to take it? But now APG looking like the stronger member.
2,000 gold ahead. This is the biggest goal difference we have seen in the game so far. Really, realistically speaking, it's all about a setup, right? If Nova gets a setup, they should be able to finish this game. But if Shishan gets surprise snipe before the fight even starts, then Nova have no chance.
They don't have a chance, but they are able to get that T2, so there's a little bit of a chance left onto the Gorge from the side of Nova Esports. But you saw that, right? Bucci was able to get that Daybreaker. He is going into that late game.
Late game, that is definitely going to be a big problem. Now, Shishan, glad that, you know, APG have actually funneled that Azure Golem into the hands of Shishan. He definitely needs a mana regeneration. And you know what? What can't hurt the cooldown reduction as well. This is going to mean more blades for the side of Alpha Gaming, more damage, and potentially that could be the turn around factor and the coffin for the side of Nova.
Ooh, they don't want that though. They do not want this to be the coffin. They want this to be the coffin breaker. They want to break out their sarcophagus off the side of Nova Esports because they were buried by HBSE.
Definitely buried. And at this point, look, Shishan just being the deterrence. Offense is the best defense as well. CY looking for an opening. Does not know that Xiang is there. Hang on, what is he doing? CY, that's a risky move. Ooh. A lot of damage coming out from Shishan as well. They cannot approach this Shadow Overlord. And with that, Alpha Gaming, they might have secured a very great chance. 12.5 minutes in. Alpha Gaming looking very steady.
Very steady indeed, getting that second Shadow neutral objective comes through for the side of APG. And still not dropping that gold lead, but Schwan, he's going to go head-to-head against Saber. He's like, you know what, I'm going to do a lot of damage off that Mermaid because I'm sick of those heals.
Yeah, I think Songstress here not going to be having too much value at this point in time. They will push back the members of Nova for the time being.
Pushing them back is all they can do right now. It's obviously as APG try and get these Vanguards to all crash through at the same time. As you can see, top side of the map needs a little bit of TLC. No, it no longer needs TLC. This is all going in the way of APG.
APG, no more mistakes. They had plenty of control in the previous game, but Nova snuck under their noses, stole it all away, took the glory as well as the win. So Alpha Gaming, they need to make this as clean, as crisp as possible.
They do. They need to try and get some T3s here, but I mean at the same time, we saw Nova come back from worse situations here. But it's going to be difficult. It's really going to be difficult here because APG definitely have everything going in the right direction for them.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, they have the Blood Rage on the hands of Yulong as well. They do have the Frigid Charge. That is going to be the big difference maker.
If that connects onto some of the members of the back line of APG, Nova, but okay, hold your horses now. Just forcing them away with the board.
Yeah, they're looking for an opening. Right now, it's just slicing and dicing from the side of Xuan as well. Ultimate was laid down by Waypit. Unfortunately, did not find the value it was intended for. And with that, Alpha Gaming, they do survive that defense coming in from Nova, but this means they get some space to breathe. They go back and work on the neutral objectives as well as the buff.
Yes, exactly. Because it all comes down to resources at the end of the day, and that's the one thing that APG's had over Nova this entire game.
Yeah. If CY actually can get the steal here, he does have his Hardened Jade mark. This could be disaster for the side of Alpha Gaming. But with Waypit's ultimate up, he does not have the flash. This is going to be a very hard setup for him.
Yeah, I mean, look at CY. He's just trying to find some kind of angle into this Tyrant camp, right? But you can see that Siang is always trying to check him as well.
Yeah, this provision by the side of Xiang is so important. At the same time, Waypit is trying to provide the same value as well.
Yeah.
Let's see, Xuan does have the flash ultimate on this spot.
He does have the flash ultimate on the part, but there's the board being committed by Boardmaster.
Lay down, it's going to be secured, and right now they must survive the fight on the backlines as well. They take the first life. Waypit did not find the value he was looking for, and Muji's in trouble. The rolling raid trying to get the damage down as well. Can he finish the job with the blood rage? It might not be enough. Muji, he turns it around. Xuan and Wendy have given their life. Yilong as well as Susan. That is the main damage dealers on the side of Alpha Gaming, and you can see right away CY makes a beeline towards the top, tries to get the safety, and he's going to TP, and throughout the entire exchange, Nova get the better of it.
Yeah, what a true MVP there, performance from Muji. Obviously, all propped up from that steal of CY, but to mitigate that pressure down to the bot side of the map, they got the kill, they cleared out the minion wave, and just allowed it to keep being pushed further, but now they've bought themselves some time, but this instant replay is really going to show you what happened here. Obviously, it's a replay. Obviously, yes, you have the Hardened Jade still, the steal come through here, but it's going to be artillery. Obviously, completely uncontested here by Shishan. Just having that range, really putting access onto the back line, and then it was just that the fact that Sun was just taking Schwann's blades to the face was just so much damage.
I think the biggest difference maker was the fact that the side of Alpha Gaming was kind of confused, right? Shishan wanted to go in for the finishing blow, but there was no one to offer the protection as well. Xiang was completely away, and once again, Shishan is in danger, but he's going to be fine for now. He has the TP back to base, which means this is a potential 4v5 fight. There is a minion wave on the bottom side of the map, making their way down as well. Right now, this means the T1 is open, and Nova obliged. They will be taking this for free.
Yes, T1 opening into the mid lane here is going to be the big open in, and maybe just that another notch in the belt here for the side of Nova to try and get this game number 4.
Right, game number 4, Xiang. Oh, you know about it. He's going to make the rotations. Same thing for Xuan here. He's looking for an opening angle. Whoever gets the vision. Oh no, the backline's dive. Wendy has set the board. He wants them to be locked in, but right now, Xiang manages to catch as well. A rampage for Sun. Can they do it? They found them. CY first life gone. Wendy's gone as well. Xuan and Nova completely dismantled APG. They can definitely do this. Susan is still alive. Amount of burst is available, and with his ultimate, the Freshly Forge is up once again. Alpha Gaming, can they break the base of Nova here?
I mean, they definitely have the long range advantage, right? They have the couple blades, they have the Splendid Revolver just to keep them away from this one. And they're going to be with Lapu Lapu here. Waypit and Muji are the last stand.
The Raging Sea is not enough, and we might be having game number 7 here. Alpha Gaming, if they can finish off Muji, that'll be great. First life gone, not yet, and they will be managing to stave off the aggression. They lose the T3 in the mid, and Nova, this one hurts.
Yeah, Schwann and Wendy are now back up, and CY as well. They're all back into the fold. Yulong is now back onto the gorge. They're looking to go for the Shadow Overlord as they bring Yulong back through.
Right, they commit the FIFA barrage, but a steal maybe? No, a little bit too far. And now Alpha Gaming, everything according to plan. They have the Sage's Sanctuary on Xiang. They have it onto Sun as well. How much more resources can they burn from Nova?
I mean, that's probably going to be the case at point, right? Obviously, we are seeing that they have pretty much 6 slotted here. Obviously, Muji's gone for obviously the Sage's Sanctuary as he had in the previous game. We see that Wendy's pretty much 6 slotted as well there, and see why he needs to build that last item to get that extra bit of damage come through. And then Schwann is looking to build a little bit more magic defense.
He's got the destiny. Here comes the setup by the side of Waypit. Gets a nice knock. Xuan, he wants to go in, but Splendor has been committed. Can they get the kill on the Shishan? He's gone! And with that FIFA barrage, they don't even get the kill. And right now, Nova is surviving. And with this 4v5 situation, they can definitely turn this in their favor. Nova, they just need to reset. Make sure that the T3 stays standing as well. CY, he needs to make sure that he's alive. He gets his ultimate ready.
Yeah, gets his ultimate ready, but the Schwan here being a bit of saving grace for that T3 down to the bottom side of the map, but somebody needs to go and answer the call for that top side T3 as well. With the Shadow Vanguard coming through into the mid, that pressure is on here for the side of Nova.
They're taking a risk here, CY. They say ignore the bait. The Shadow Overlord will let our Clash Nina deal with that. Can they get that finishing blow with the Heart and Jade Mask? They get to steal. CY, they just need to make it out. Xiang, the chase out as well. He has his first life. They want to get the damage, but there is not enough reach. And Nova make it out after the steal, but the Crystal is in danger. Someone needs to defend this. Waypit make it happen, and they have made it in time. Alpha Gaming, they will not be able to find that game number 7 just yet.
Yeah, unlike British Transport, you see that Nova Waypit got there in time to stop that steal with the minions there. We are not going to get a Winions match here for the side of APG. Nova cannot let this go to an ultimate battle because they could lose it, especially after losing the game 4.
Yep, they're gonna try Yilong. Oh, this is not the position you want to be in. He does not have the heals right now. Shushan is trying to make the difference in terms of damage. And with that standoff, it is going to be Nova in a very precarious position. The life bars are low. Waypit is not healthy. But welcome into the final battle. The Tempest Dragon has arrived.
Yes, the game-ending mechanic here for the side of both APG and Nova. They need to try and get this one, or do they look to put the pressure on with these minion waves, because it looks scary if APG gets a good fight here.
Yep, CY, he's not here. They want to make the difference on the side of Alpha Gaming. They know that he is not around. They want to turn this into an unfair advantage. Right now, the map is looking pretty safe for Nova, but it's the timing of it. Can they get the T3 at the bottom? If they can, that alleviates a little bit of pressure.
It's going to happen. The minion waves obviously coming from the Crystal, but it's going to be a little bit too late.
Right, they get it as well. Xuan actually commits his ultimate. The board locks them in on the corner here. Can they find the finishing blow? Shushan looking for an opening onto Waypit, unable to find that finishing one. And with this, Alpha Gaming, they will reset. You'll see why he needs to hide. He's a little low. In the meantime, Muji does have the Sage's Sanctuary. He did not have to burn it just yet. He's going to be the winning formula, but he's so low on mana.
Yeah, I mean, that bot side of the map being completely eradicated there is going to give the pressure over to the side of Nova, because they still have their T3 just by the skin of its teeth.
Xuan does have the Sky Dome. This is going to be shared by across the map for Xiang as well. They want to go in for that finishing blow. Yulong looking for... Oh, Viva Barrage coming in from Sun, but immediately taken down. The save by Waypit. Is it going to be enough? Where is the damage? Save has been taken down, and Nova, they're doing it. They're able to take down the lives on the side of APG. Mujido has to run for his life. Xiang looking for the chase out. If they get rid of Muji, they have no more damage, and Muji will be taken out. 45 long seconds for the side of Nova. APG, they will try to hang on. First life gonna burn down for the side of Xiang, but CY, he needs to make it out. Where's the stop? No, they don't get it. CY, he gives his life. They just need to finish the job. And Waypit, he saves the day. And here comes Xuan as well. He's gonna take down Yilong. And this is gonna be the dream opening for the side of Nova. They don't get the Tempest Dragon, but they're going to be able to stave off the pressure. Nova fans are loud, they're proud.
They are definitely proud there, but I mean, you have to give it over to Wendy, right? He was in the mid lane, completely just getting that minion wave into that T2, putting even more pressure onto the side of APG, but now they have to reconvene. Yulong is back up in around about 19 seconds. CY in 9. They don't have a smite. Don't look to go for this Tempest Dragon.
Yep. Stats-wise, this is not supposed to be looking good for APG, right? In fact, this should be a guarantee. If CY comes in here, I'm not sure whether he has burned out all the uses of the Sage's Sanctuary, but that could really be the difference maker. Look at the damage being worked down by the side of Muji as well. They don't have vision on the backline. Xiang 1v1 against the likes of Xuan. They will secure the CY, opens up his ultimate. They get it! Nova, this is the dream start! Can they finish the job? They're gonna start on the backlines. They get the first line with Shushan down. Can they finish it at this point? But in the mid lane, they need to make a run for it. We are looking at the attempt by Sun. He's gonna try and carry, but he cannot do it. Nova, this is the dream for them. 40 seconds without Sun. All they have to do is to win the next team fight.
Yes, the team fight is going to be the big win here. Waypit trying to lead the charge, making sure he gets the intel from the side of APG, trying to get those couple blades zapped away and making sure he's going to soak that damage from the top side of the map here. CY looking for the push.
Yeah, 50 seconds. This one is a little bit too long for the side of Alpha Gaming. If they do the damage on the T3s, this is going to completely turn the tables onto Alpha Gaming. This is their last stand. The dream must stay alive for them.
It must stay alive. They are looking to try and redeem the House of Nova. T3 into the mid lane gets taken down. They're looking for the T3 top side of the map. It's going to be the final fight.
Yep, it's an empty base right now. Muji carries the dream. The ball laid down. It catches 3. Can he finish the job? Jumping out there, all locked down. The damage comes in. Han and Jade mark, and you are out of this game. Right now, Nova looking for the finishing blow. Nobody falls, and it's glory, honor for Nova Esports.
Nova rises once again. Their house crumbles, but they redeem themselves from the rubble, and they are your grand finalists going through to fight HBSE.
That was one of the most intense BO7s that I have watched in the KIC2025. Back and forth. Game 5 comeback, Game 6 Tempest Dragon to decide who will march forward, and in the end, it was Nova, the Supernova, advancing to that grand finals to meet HBSE in that fated re-encounter.
Yeah, and this is what makes it so exciting for the side of MKL, because every time it feels like there's going to be a shake-up in terms of the standings. The teams that are at the top, they rise up, they show you that no, there is a reason why there is a 1, 2, 3 in MKL, and for now, it is status quo.